Have everyone's attention, please. For those of you that don't know, this is Manitoba Honeybee Day. Thank you for showing up. For those of you that don't know, just thank you for coming up. Have a golden ale or a sandwich inside, because that will help support the Manitoba beekeeping industry. We are an industry in flux right now. This is our first engagement to try and engage the community in some of the issues that are going on within the industry. If you see anyone wearing a beekeeper tag or a Red River tag, we are here to answer all your beekeeping questions, whatever they might be. And if we don't know, we will refer you to another beekeeper and hopefully they can answer the question. And if not, we'll just ask AI and she can answer all our questions. All right? So we're joined today with Mr. of Agriculture, and he's here. We're really glad that he was able to come out and support our industry. Like I said, we are in flux, and it is important to engage the community as well as engage government in what we're doing. So he's going to say a few words.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and it's truly a pleasure to be here finally on a sunny day, and nice heat and a nice environment. I have to confess, I've personally had experiences working at AP producers, and that's back in the teenage years, that every dollar that made was spent wisely. And but that's when popcorn was 25 cents a bag, going to a theater, and a pop was maybe 65 cents. But anyhow, I really appreciate the invitation today, and I just want to emphasize the importance of the honey industry, the bee industry, the apiary industry in the province of Manitoba. And I do have some speaking notes that kind of finalizes some of the information that I think many may not be aware of the importance of the apiary industry. Who would have ever known in the industry brings in close to 50 million annual of honey and roughly 130 to 150 million in added values of crops through honey bee pollination. And I think I don't have to tell the audience today the importance of pollination. Being an agriculture producer, growing crops, bees as a necessity. We all know that. That's just Mother Nature's means of helping out the producers in the agriculture sector. And to continue to build off the importance of the honey industry. Now, I've had the pleasure of meeting with some of the board members over the years. And as we all know, challenges come in all different factions and things have changed considerably. In the province of Manitoba, there's approximately 1,000 beekeepers, which includes about 200 commercial beekeepers, who maintain roughly about 115,000 colonies around the province. That is a tremendous amount of bees in the province. But you know what? The challenges faced, and I don't have to repeat this too often, is the fact that climate change is real. The actual fact that bees know what it's all about, and they are fooled by climate change. When we start to migrate out sooner than they should, they return back, the weather gets colder. Mortality has really become the biggest obstacle. But not only because of climate change, the other challenges they face is disease. And disease is just typically what happens in a closed environment. So I just want to just emphasize the importance to the province of Manitoba, on behalf of our government. We really want to work with the industry in every way we can. And I think one of the examples I'd like to say is that through Agri-Food Canada and through the province of Manitoba, we put together last year, I think it was $7.5 million is available in ag recovery programs to the people that, it's basically an insurance component, the ag recovery program, should you not sustain traditional average yields of honey production, and simply because of the loss of bees, naturally that's going to happen. There is insurance programs, and I know the insurance programs are never enough, but I just want to ensure the province of Manitoba, the federal government, believe that we can help out of the importance of the honey industry and the bee industry. So I'm very proud to be here today to socialize, spend some time with all of you in here, and to the industry. I just want to support you that our Premier, our government, truly believes the importance of added value in a province. And I'll say this in my last commentary, because you get a politician at a mic, they don't know when to be quiet, but I want to say this, is that we have a province, whether it's agriculture driven, in a number of actions. What we need to do is not ship the raw product out of our province. We need to package it, create more jobs, and provide opportunities to grow our population and our business in the province of Manitoba. So thank you all. Thank you to the bee industry, the aviary industry. Thank you all for what you do, because it's never appreciated enough, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kostyshyn. All right, so on the minister's remarks, yes, we are having industry in flux. We had sustainable losses in 2021, 2022, which were the highest in Canada within Manitoba. We have a very unique province with a microclimate that does affect our beekeeping industry here, and it is becoming more of a challenge with climate change. But I'd like to also invite Derek Micholson. He is the Provincial Apiarist. He is doing a wonderful job in his role as our advocate towards the government. I cannot say enough good things about what he's doing right now for our industry, and I'm really looking forward to growing our partnership with him.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. And thanks very much to Minister Kostyshyn for being here today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to be here today. So as Mike said, my name is Derek Micholson. I'm the Provincial Apiarist for the province of Manitoba. I work for Manitoba Agriculture. And I'd like to just wish everyone a happy Manitoba Honeybee Day today as we celebrate these really amazing creatures that a lot of us here today just have grown to love, and the many benefits they have and they bring to our province as well. Of course, today we're focused on the honeybee itself. However, I do think we should also acknowledge that there are many other species of bees that exist out there, many species of native bees, including about 400 identified species right here in the province of Manitoba, and about 20,000 species of bees around the world. All of those species are out there providing critical pollination services and contributing to the vast biodiversity that exists around the world today. Many of those species are also facing large declines, and some of them are also at risk of extinction due to things like habitat loss of floral resources, pesticides, climate change, and changing pathogen and parasite conditions. Of course, last week was World Bee Day, which drew specific attention to many of these other species of bees. But as we celebrate Honeybee Day today, I think it's also important to keep all those other bee species in mind as well. Honeybees themselves are very amazing creatures and quite different than most of the other bee species out there. They live in these huge societies, these huge colonies that you can see in the observation hive there, providing with so many benefits, including the honey we love, as well as other products like beeswax, pollen, and propolis that we can also collect from hives. Honeybees are considered more in the realm of livestock than wildlife, and in that they can be moved around in beekeeping equipment and utilized for pollination services on demand. And for that reason, their contributions to agriculture are really unparalleled in the bee world. So as the Provincial Apiarist of Manitoba, my role is to both liaise between government and industry, as well as administer the Manitoba Bee Act, which involves registering beekeepers and controlling diseases across the province, as well as keeping up-to-date statistics on the beekeeping industry in Manitoba. As Minister Kostyshyn mentioned previously, the industry has faced some tough winters over the last couple of years, And unfortunately, it seems that this winter, it may be another tough one. I was just crunching some of the preliminary statistics last night, and it looks like it's about another 35 to 40% loss in Manitoba again. And again, this is driven primarily by changing pest and disease conditions, which are exacerbated by changing climates as well. So keeping bees alive has become a much more difficult task than it once was. And I know some beekeepers out there are really struggling to stay afloat after multiple years of heavy losses. So I have to commend those beekeepers for keeping at it and working as hard as they are to maintain their businesses. I'd also say that that's why positions like my own and positions like Matthew Polinsky's, who will be speaking right after me, he's the lead of Manitoba's Technology Transfer Program. That's why those positions are so important to aiding the industry and collecting scientific data and helping beekeepers stay resilient in the face of these changing conditions. So as we celebrate these amazing creatures here today, let's just also keep in mind the beekeepers that are working so hard to manage them and doing all that we can to help support those beekeepers as well. So thanks very much, and have a happy Honeybee Day to all of you.
Thanks, Eric. So thank you to the Minister for being here, and thanks to the MBA for and all the volunteers for putting on the event, and the Little Brown Jug for hosting us. So yeah, I'm Matthew Polinsky. I am the program lead for the Manitoba Knowledge and Research Transfer Program. So we are one of 7 programs that exist across the country, covering 10 provinces. And our focus is on education, services to beekeepers, and research. So we typically tackle applied research projects, projects where we'll be able to get some new or refined information back to beekeepers with a reasonable turnaround time, and specifically with some field applicability. So being able to transfer that knowledge and make links between researchers across the country and get that improve best management practices. So I'm just going to give you a couple quick examples, 2 examples of some of the work we've been doing over the past year. So we have been collaborating with Dr. Rob Curry, always collaborating with Dr. Rob Curry. For those of you who are not familiar with the honeybee world, he's a leading Canadian honeybee researcher, and to be honest, a leading researcher globally on honeybees, who has been at the U of M for, I think, over 35 years. As of this year, he's actually retired, but I've been communicating with him on pretty much a daily basis lately, and I know we already have a few small projects lined up together this summer, so maybe not quite retired fully, but nearly. So this past year, we were working on a trial where we could test quality honeybee feed, particularly for bees going into the fall and winter. And we're starting to see some preliminary results on that and have been sharing it across the country. But this is really something that's been building on decades of research, and particularly Dr. Curry's past research on quality honeybee feed. So a program like the KRTP has the capacity to tap into the other researchers, other things going on, and then set up some work in the field and just take it a step further and do that locally and with local relevance. So that's a really strong point for this program existing here in the province, and work the other programs do across the country. So another example of that is working with a company as of late, an industry partner, Greenlight Biosciences. So they've been working on a new product to control one of the biggest pests for honeybees, which is the Varroa destructor mite. So that's a parasite that breeds in the honeybee brood in the larvae, and then they attach themselves to the bees and vector viruses and all sorts of things and weaken honeybees. So we've been partnering lately with a company that's developed a new product and just trialing that product here in Manitoba. So hopefully they will be able to bring that product to market to provide another tool for beekeepers in combating health challenges with honeybees. So that's just another thing that we've been working on in our program. I'll be around for the next little while. If anybody wants to talk about bees, talk about what I do, I'll be here. So I just want to thank our supporters in the province, including their regional associations. If you're interested in bees, there's the Red River, and you live locally, there's the Red River Beekeeping, Red River Apiarist Association. But I'd also like to thank the University of Manitoba and the provincial government for their ongoing support. And lastly, I guess I'd like to thank also the other industry supporters such as Manitoba canola growers and BeeMate and Dancing Bee Supplies. So thank you for your attention, and yeah, come chat with us about bees anytime.
Thank you, Matthew. And I just want to thank you all again for coming to this event and supporting us. And also Minister Kostyshyn, I really appreciate you being here. It's wonderful. As well as Provincial Apiarist and Matthew. So I would like all of you to also drink as much beer as you can, because a percentage of all sales is going to support our industry, as well as have a food item, because that is the more money we have, the more we can impact our industry. So I want to thank you again for coming, and a special thanks to our sponsors, which are listed above, which is BeeMate, Dancing Bee, Mackenzie Seas. The Red River Association really showed up with their volunteer help today. I really appreciate you guys. We couldn't have done it today without you. And hopefully we can take this event, we can build on it a little bit more, maybe get some school buses here, some school kids out, and we'll see what we can do. So I encourage you again, talk to a beekeeper, all right? Thank you. Bye.